Welcome to another trade recap where I'm day trading S&P futures on an Apex evaluation account. Apex's huge winter sale is still going on, where all evaluation accounts are 80% off the first month and 80% off all recurring months. You can take advantage of this discount using my link in the description and use my coupon code at checkout. This sale ends Tuesday at midnight. This entry was honestly a bit greedy, as I saw that price seemed to have found some support inside this 3-minute fair value gap. I was fully aware that it didn't retrace back into the displacement range, so this didn't meet all my entry requirements. But I decided to enter anyway because I saw some clear AD bullish divergence and thought it had a good chance to bounce out of this fair value gap and test some imbalances above. Well, I was very wrong, and after faking me out with that little bounce, price continued to plummet and it quickly got stopped out. After that last loss, I should have just closed out of my charts as I had hit my loss limit for the day as per my risk rules. But instead, I continued to monitor price. I deeply regretted my undisciplined entry on the previous trade, because after getting stopped out, price now seemed to be bouncing out of a 5-minute fair value gap that was within the displacement range. Now, all my entry requirements were actually met, and AD was still showing very clear bullish divergence, which just made me so certain that price would bounce out of here, that I decided to break my one loss limit rule and take another trade. Not only that, but when it seemed like my limit buy inside the fair value gap might not get filled because price was taking off without me, I chase in and get a horrible first entry. When price falters and looks like it might retest that fair value gap, I set another buy order to average down. With such clear AD bullish divergence, I was still just so confident that price would bounce from here that I decided to break my second rule about limiting the max loss per trade to 250. Believing that you can predict the market is, of course, a psychological fallacy, and this time my overconfidence caused me to break both my risk rules, and I pay for it when price continues its free fall and it gets stopped out for the biggest single loss taken on this eval account so far. Needless to say, today was a total mess. Took an undisciplined first trade where not all my trade requirements were met, which led to me having FOMO when, after I get stopped out, I do see a setup that met all my trade requirements. On top of all that, AD showed strong bullish divergence, which ultimately led me to breaking my risk rules and taking another trade after hitting my loss limit. Even after breaking this rule, I was so overconfident that I could win the next trade that I broke the second rule as well, and increased size above my max risk limit, only to take a huge loss that I wasn't mentally prepared for. After the second loss, I felt a strong urge to start revenge trading, but inside I knew that this could very well blow up the account. I thought about how embarrassing it would be to post about another tilt trading blow up here on YouTube, so I ultimately decided to just exit Rhythmic Trader and close out of my charts before things really got out of hand. I remember saying in a previous video that I was confident I could stick to these risk rules for the rest of this evaluation. Boy was I wrong. That undisciplined first entry, the fear of missing out, and the hubris in thinking I could predict price action because I had confluence from my indicators were all huge psychological mistakes that caused me to impulsively break my risk rules, which resulted in the biggest red day I've had in a while. It definitely feels bad, but the important thing is that I ultimately stopped myself from tilt trading, and the account didn't get blown up. We're currently sitting at $50,895 and have about $1,400 of loss threshold to work with. The account isn't in the best shape, but I feel like there's still a good chance I can recover from this. It'll be more important than ever for me to stick to my risk rules, which I'm now even more determined to do after today's mishap. Hopefully, this trade recap can serve as a warning of what happens when you break your rules. As always, thanks for watching. Please leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and subscribe so you're notified of the next time I post a trade recap. In the meantime, I'll continue posting daily profit and loss updates in my channel's community tab.